Director's Reflections for June 18th of 2023. The Surgeons of the News. They were a kind of custodians of the faith in the newsrooms of the pre-digital age. Their job was to read, correct, modify, or expand the news text that journalists wrote. The purpose was not only to take care, basically, of grammar rules and good syntax in sentences, but to ensure that the stories conform to the best journalistic literary narrative. They refined the content with meticulous care to avoid inaccuracies, biases in approach, interpretation, or lack of essential data, a valuable help for careless, quick writers or for those who wrote with misspellings. Because of the way they work, they resemble some surgeons of the news. They use their feathers as if it were a surgical scalpel, and as long as they did not listen to the text, the sheets did not have the green light to go to the composition department and from there to another team that was in charge of detecting rabbits. I'm talking about style editors, those decisive figures in a newsroom whose responsibility was to guarantee the quality, precision, and correct narrative of the news. When I started at the Listín Diario back in 1968, there were 3 copy editors who assisted and the editor-in-chief, all at the horseshoe table: Agustín Concepción, Virgilio Alcántara, and Miguel Guerrero. 10 years later, I myself became part of the table of style brokers, together with Guillermo Perayón, Augusto Obando, and Pedro Caro. As in the other newsrooms of the time, those who held this category were individuals with extensive experience in journalism, writers, historians, or professionals with indisputable intellectual background and broad general knowledge. Their work tools, apart from talent and a good memory, were a pen, a typewriter, and a dictionary, or the most up-to-date edition of the World Almanac, a kind of what Wikipedia is today. They had all the authority to remove and put in the crude text that the journalists gave them and turn them into impeccable news with all its essential elements. They could question the authors of the notes about their sources, the accuracy of their data, and order them to recompose the text in the event that they did not have time to do so with the volume of work they had. They were true guardians of the truth and of journalistic quality, authentic filters that guarantee the next day the best bet for the content of our newspapers. The figure of the style corrector, with the characteristics and abilities that those of journalism had in those days, practically no longer exist in modern newsrooms, now more digital. It is a pity. I admit that it is one of our serious shortcomings. For Listín Diario, voiceover and translations by Indira Rodriguez.